Hey everyone, it's Hailey, and today is Bookmas Day 31, so it is the final day of Bookmas, and I'm going to be sharing my resolutions for 2022 as well as the books that I hope to read. I hope you don't mind the setting change, but I just kind of wanted to sit, and I don't have my armchair in here anymore because it's in our bedroom now. So I needed to sit for a video because I've been standing for all of my Bookmas videos. And when you're filming 6 videos in a row, it's nice to sit for some of them. So hello, I'm going to be talking about some maybe kind of triggering content for the first part of this video. So I'll have a timestamp linked down below for you guys if you need to skip that, which I completely understand. Hello, friends. So I wanted to pop in and talk more about this past year and also my kind of resolutions and looking forward to 2022, because since I filmed this video, which I'm going to splice the two together, like I'll talk about my reading goals in the old footage and my TBR and everything there. So if you don't care about this, then you could just skip over this part. But there has just been so much that has changed since I filmed that video that I feel like it would be remiss for me not to address things. So I know I've talked a lot about mental health this year, and I know I've also been complaining and whining a lot, but I honestly, I haven't felt this low, I don't know if ever. Like, I went through a stint when I was 16 where my mental health was really bad and I was hospitalized for a couple of times, and I now just I feel, I don't know if I'm just the lowest I've been in years, but I am just so exhausted. So it's just kind of been one thing after the other. One of the things, I don't even know where to begin, honestly. So obviously I moved this year, and I want to reiterate, I don't regret that decision. Please don't try and psychoanalyze my life, because you only see a very, very tiny portion of it. You don't see everything. And I just wanted to remind you of that. But I moved, and I knew that was going to be challenging. And that is kind of like the first thing that I've ever done where I've really pushed myself out of my comfort zone. I've let my anxiety dictate a lot of the things that I do. And there's nothing that terrifies me more than leaving my comfort zone. So one, moving away from my childhood home where I lived my entire life. I moved the year before in with my boyfriend, but moving away from the city where I lived my entire life. I literally lived in my first house with my parents up until a year ago, and then I moved in with my boyfriend. So I just had my comfort zone where I never really had to leave. So then moving away from my family, I knew was going to be really difficult. And on top of that, moving somewhere where I don't speak the language is an added layer of difficulty. So the move has definitely been a really difficult thing. Obviously, COVID has been a really difficult thing as well. The year started out with a bunch of lockdowns and everything, and that's actually part of the reason why I'm refilming things, because Quebec has announced new measures. So it's just the hell that'll never end, honestly. So right now, I'm literally, I went from a position of being isolated, not having any friends, trying to fit in a new place where I don't speak the language, trying to learn the language, and trying to learn more about where I live. And already, I'm feeling isolated, and now I can't do any of that because there's a curfew now. I can't have anyone over. I can't go to anyone's house. I can't go to the gym anymore, which was literally the one thing that I did. I did 2 things. I went to my French classes twice a week, and I went to the gym every single morning. Sorry, I think that's my phone and stuff. But yeah, anyways, so now I literally can't do any of that. So I'm just here by myself all the time, and I feel so bad complaining about it, because I'm very, very lucky because I have a house. I have a beautiful home that I do really love. But I still, even when I can go out to go and do groceries and stuff, I'm terrified because I'm afraid someone's going to try and talk to me, and I don't speak French. So it's just the layers of isolation just piling up. It's very overwhelming. So yeah, the fact that there's new lockdown measures, I I want people to be healthy. I am vaccinated, and everyone please go and get vaccinated. Once the booster is available to me, then I will get it as soon as I possibly can. But it's just so exhausting, and I can't help but feel hopeless as it just keeps on piling up. So luckily I was still able to go home and spend Christmas with my family, which is really nice. But over the Christmas holidays while I was gone, my boyfriend tested positive for COVID. So we are now quarantining in the same house. So it's just another added thing of isolation. Like today, I had to go and do groceries. He's quarantining in the bedroom, by the way, so I'm not seeing him, but I went to go and do groceries today, and I like started crying in the grocery store because it was just so overwhelming. It was so busy for one, but I had just gotten back, so I didn't have anything at home and I couldn't really wait. And I just was getting overwhelmed by like all of the people and not being able to say like sorry when I was in someone's way. I mean, I know how to say sorry, but like I feel like a fraud. It's very uncomfortable. So yeah, that's the other thing that happened. Also this past year, so as you guys know, and I haven't talked about this in a video yet, I addressed it on Instagram, but this is like gut-wrenching to me, and it's really, really hard for me to talk about. But as you guys know, I was on submission for Twin Travel Novel, which I like vlogged the whole process of writing and everything, and it's like a book of my heart. Like being an author has always been my #1 dream. It's always been what I wanted to do. I never wanted to do YouTube as my only job. I was just hoping that I could do it and then hopefully sign with a publisher, and then I'd be able to like support myself while writing. But unfortunately, I received word early December from my agent that Twin Travel Novel was rejected from all of the publishers and imprints that it was sent to. I really don't like saying that out loud because that's like the most painful and devastating thing for me, because I wanted it so bad. And I wanted you guys to be able to read it. And I know like there's still hope, there's still other ways, but it's just kind of like the cherry on top of everything. So yeah, that one really hurts to talk about, and I can't really talk about it a lot, obviously. But on top of that, and I don't want, like, I'm gonna be quite honest in this video, and I don't want anyone, sorry, people keep texting me, I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way or take this as me not being happy for people, but it's really hard to go on social media and see your friends like living your dream when yours is like literally like crashing around you. And I don't want people to take that the wrong way, because I am so happy for everyone who's like in the booktube community or bookstagram or whatever on the bookternet who's able to get published, and I'm so like overjoyed for them, and I will continue to support and root for them. It's really hard when it just feels like everything's crashing down around you and you had this huge dream that just has slipped through your fingers pretty much, and then there's just a constant reminder of other people that are doing better than me. And that's kind of been like a theme of this year. I feel like everyone is doing better than me, and I know that it always appears like that on social media, but like it just feels like I'm this tiny voice in the midst of so many other like creators who their content is so much more enjoyed and valued, and I'm kind of like, what am I doing here and why am I doing it? So that has kind of affected my video making, and I'm really sorry about that, because I know there's so many of you out there who do enjoy my videos, and that means the world to me, but I just can't help but feel like a disappointment in like all possible ways. And that's just really hard for me, because letting people down is something that like is gut-wrenching for me. So yeah, my depression and anxiety have they kind of hit a peak in 2020, and then I finally got medication in 2021. Now I've been waiting to see someone to talk to, but the Quebec healthcare system I have figured out is an absolute mess, so I haven't been able to see anyone to talk to, and that's why we're here right now. Like, I haven't washed my hair in a couple of days. I am sitting in a room that, like, there's books all over the floor because I don't have the energy to clean it up. And why am I showing you this and why am I talking about this? Because I want to be entirely honest about the past year that I've had and everything that's happened and why I have been seemingly so miserable. But I also, like, there have been a lot of highs. Like, I'm so incredibly grateful to have the support system that I have, to have my boyfriend and my family and the friends that I do have. And I just wanted to show you guys that, like, social media is a highlight reel. Like, I loved doing bookmas, but I also had a lot of really hard times during bookmas because things just kept on shutting down. While I was filming bookmas, I found out about twin travel novel. Like, it's been really hard. And I thought the middle of the year was hard because when we moved into the apartment, and in the apartment I was so uncomfortable. I was too afraid to go outside by myself because we didn't live in a very safe neighborhood, and I just, like, there were some incidents. I was followed through the grocery store by a guy who, like, said something really inappropriate to me. Like, it just was not a place where I felt comfortable, especially when I don't speak the language. So that felt like kind of a prison. Then we moved here, which was really great. But I realized that, like, YouTube, I was putting so much pressure on myself, and I kept on comparing myself to everyone, and, like, I just have had hardcore imposter syndrome. So I decided I wanted to look for a job I decided to look for a job. There was a job that was, like, perfect for me, and I thought I had it, and then I didn't end up getting it, and that was really devastating for me. I did, like, quite a few interviews and didn't end up getting things. So, like, it's been a time. It's been a really interesting year. But all that to say, so today I watched the Premier's announcement about the new measures in Quebec, and then it was translated to me because I only saw the French part. I don't know if he translated it after, but whatever. There were no captions, so that was increasingly frustrating as well. But I watched that. Then I, like, cried for a good 3 hours, and then I actually ended up making a little vision board for my computer background because I want next year to be better. I want to try to manifest something better for myself and stop feeling so stressed and anxious and depressed 24/7. And I know that's going to take so much work, but I want to try and, like, doing that is, like, my visual reminder of what I want for myself. And my main goal for 2022 is to be happy. That's literally all I want from the year, because I can't remember the last time I was happy, and that sounds really bad to say, and that has nothing to do with me moving. It's just like nothing's ever enough. If I ever am happy, I feel like I'm going to lose it, and it's so fleeting. So I just want to feel secure and happy, and I feel like this past year I kind of lost myself. I've lost who I am. And I want to figure out, like, what I want from life, because I felt like there were so many things I thought I wanted and I thought I could do, and now I'm not so sure. But now I also don't know what I want. So I'm really trying to get back on my feet again this next year. And as far as what that means for my channel, I literally have no idea. I don't know if I'm going to mix the lifestyle content in here or if I want to put it on a separate channel. I cannot make a decision for the life of me, but I'll figure it out, I guess. But I am actually going to be starting a new job in January, which is exciting. So I'm going to be starting an internship position at Penguin Random House Canada. So it's not at all connected to what I'm doing on YouTube. It's completely separate, but I'm really excited about it because it's something different, it's something new, and it seems like a really great opportunity and like something I could actually be good at. So I'm going to be learning more about marketing and everything. So that definitely has been a win and one thing in my corner that I'm really grateful for and really excited about. And also both of my sisters are getting married next year, so I'm going to get to see my family a lot, which is really nice. And they are getting married, the one in August, and then the other one is getting married in October. So it's going to be a very busy year, but it's going to be really nice to like celebrate and everything. So I'm very excited for that. Charlie's next to me snoring, so I'm sorry if you can hear him. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the new year. I love New Year's because it feels like a clean slate, and I think more than ever that's exactly what I need right now. So even though I'm going into the new year in lockdown, I'm going into the new year quarantined from my boyfriend, I'm going to try and make the best of it and really try to change what needs to be changed and to try and like manifest the better things that I want for myself. And I just wanted to say, if you are going through something similar, because I know I talked about this like 2 seconds ago on Instagram stories, but if you are going through something similar, it's okay not to be okay. Like, I very much and very clearly am not okay right now. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but it's okay. Like, I'm getting help, and don't be ashamed if you need to get help as well. That's very admirable to admit that and to take the steps to get help. So thank you guys for being with me this past year. Now I'm going to flip back to the original video that I filmed for this now. But yeah, today I'm going to be talking about reading a little bit, but also just about life in general, mostly about reading though. So I do have like a specific TBR, and for that specific TBR that I'll be talking about, it's not like just random books. I decided to pick books that I have had for a really long time that I just haven't read yet, because I felt like that was a good place to start. These are books that I've had forever and I haven't gotten rid of them yet, so obviously I still want to read them, but there's just been something holding me back. There's like one reason that I haven't done it yet. First though, let's get into the goals. So I am going to set my reading goal at 100 books this year, as per usual, and then adjust it as need be. Like last year in 2021, I adjusted it to be 80 books so then I would surpass it, because it's just a personal goal for me. It's something to strive towards and challenge myself, and I was doing a really good job of challenging myself. It was super helpful in the beginning of the year, but then I moved, so that took up a lot of my time and I just had to lower it. So I'm totally fine with doing that, because it's literally doesn't matter to anyone but me. That being said, I would like to try and read 50 pages a day, 50 to 75. Like, I would like to say 75 pages a day, but in the off chance that that isn't happening, then 50. But I think my aim is going to be for 75. 100 is amazing, like 50 to 100 kind of. I just know that 100 isn't reasonable for every single day, although I might do that challenge again that I did in February where I read 100 pages of book every single day, because that did wonders for my reading goal. We'll see though. But I also am going to try and prioritize backlisted books. There are a lot of backlisted titles that I haven't gotten the chance to get to, and it just keeps on piling up. And like, I love having a big TBR to choose from and everything, but it would be nice to get to some of the backlisted ones that I haven't really gotten to yet, because some of these I've had for like years, so I really would like to read them. In terms of what I'm reading, I don't really want to like challenge myself to read more of a certain genre. I guess if anything, I would like to challenge myself to not be so afraid to pick up a fantasy, because it's going to be time consuming. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's not the end of the world, but I think I already have gotten better with that. I don't want to say though to like read a genre outside of my comfort zone, because that could put me in a reading slump, and I'm reading for enjoyment, so like I don't want to be reading books that I'm not interested in. So that's why I don't really continue with series all that much anymore, and I won't really pick up books that don't interest me, because like I'm just reading for my own enjoyment. So theoretically it would be a good resolution to have. I think if anything, I might try and fit some more classics in, because I really love classics, and there's a lot that I would like to read that I own but haven't gotten the chance to read yet. So if I can get in like one classic every couple of months, that would be amazing. I also would like to continue to DNF books, because I feel like DNFing is a form of self-care for me, and DNFing is did not finish. So if I'm not liking a book, I would like to put it down. And that's something that I have been doing for the past couple of years now, and it's been super helpful for me. It keeps me from getting into reading slumps. It makes it so I just feel happier when I'm reading. I don't feel like I have to like trudge through anything. So I love the fact that I have given myself the opportunity to DNF books and to not continue with series, because even like before, I would get the entire series before I had even started it. And I do that sometimes now, but not a lot. So I then would finish the entire series even though I had meh feelings about it. But now, like, no more. I don't do that anymore. And it's very liberating. I also plan on continuing with not giving ratings because that made a huge difference for me last year. I do want to like keep more notes about what I'm reading, but not giving a rating helped to make me not feel so bogged down by like 5 stars. And I know you can do, like, you can put half stars, you can do 10 stars, but I don't want to overcomplicate things. I just want to talk about my feelings about a book. I don't want to put a number on it because that doesn't feel fair, because there's so many different aspects to that. There's my enjoyment, like my personal enjoyment, my personal taste. There's like so many different factors into it. So I don't like doing ratings. So I plan on continuing with not doing them at all, which I like. The theme of this year though is really self-care because last year, well, 2021 was just, it was exhausting. Like, I think back on it and I'm just tired. So this year is also going to be pretty busy because my sister's getting married, so I will be traveling quite a bit, but it's gonna be fun. Like, I want to allow myself to enjoy those moments and not get so caught up in the future. I want to be able to, as cliche as it sounds, live more in the moment. So I really, towards the end of the year, I've made an effort to be putting myself first and to be working on my physical health and my mental health and like doing things that I want to do. Like, I want to be strong, so I've been working on that. I want to have some better eating habits and try different recipes, so I've really been doing that a lot. And I would like to continue upon that path to like better myself. And I know that sounds so corny, but it's truly something that I'm always trying to do. Like, I feel like I can be better and I want to strive to continue to be better and find the ways that I can be better. So that's definitely something that I would like to continue to do in 2021, to be more present, to continue to listen to myself and what I need and not push myself too hard, but also challenge myself at the same time. Did I say continue into 2021? I meant 2022. So confusing. But I also would like to try and find a job in 2022 because I would like to not just be working by myself all the time. I think that would be really beneficial for me to have other people to talk to. Basically, I just want to improve upon a lot of things. I feel like I've had a lot of changes this past year and have been so overwhelmed that it will be nice to just settle into a routine and do things for me. And that's something that I've been working on the past couple of months and something I want to continue to work on. That being said, let's get into the TBR. I really could go and grab the books, but I don't feel like it. So I'm just gonna edit the picture on the screen. I hope that's okay, I'm sorry. First of all, I would really like to read the Catherine Longshore books that I've had for a very long time. So that's Guilt, Tarnish, and Brazen, I believe, is the last one. These are companions and Tudor era romances, and they're following, I think all of them are following the wives of Henry VIII. So it's definitely like, I've started them a few times and just have gotten distracted by other things, but these books have been out for a while. I think they might even be out of print, I'm not sure, but I just need to pick them up. I need to continue with reading historical fiction and read more historical fiction. And I definitely want to read more historical fiction from like non-Western settings because there's so much. But I'm very interested in the Tudor era, so I would like to get to these. Next is Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Of course, this is a super, super popular book. It has had a resurgence of popularity on TikTok, and I've seen it everywhere. I'm not on TikTok, but I've seen like everyone talking about it and how popular it is on TikTok, and so many people love it. Like, I understand that. I've heard so many great things, and I think the hype has kind of intimidated me, but also the fact that I read Circe by Madeline Miller and I didn't really love it. Like, I thought it was okay. I was bored mostly. So I'm hoping that I won't be disappointed by Song of Achilles, but I'm also not so sure. However, I have had it for quite a while, so I feel like I should read it. Speaking of books that I've had for quite a while, I really need to read the Twisted Tale series books that I have. Honestly, life has just kept on getting in the way, but I will do a reading vlog where I read some of them. Obviously not all of them because I have a lot of them, but I have read one now and it made it onto my favorites of the year list, so I'm really excited about that, and I would like to read some more. I have like a Hercules one, I have Snow White, Peter Pan, now I have a Tangled one, which is super exciting, Little Mermaid, and Cinderella. Those are all the ones that I have, so like I have lots to choose from, and I just need to bite the bullet and do it. I would like to read Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, but I just laugh because I've tried to read that book so many times and it just hasn't happened because I've been so intimidated by it. And I'm not sure why, because it's not like that intimidating of a fantasy. Like, I read Crescent City and that was fine. And I mean that in terms of like the size of the book and the length of it. Crescent City is way bigger and it's an epic fantasy. Well, it's not really an epic fantasy. My point is, I've read bigger books, so I don't know why Mistborn, I've just been so intimidated by it, but it's time that I finally actually read it because so many people love it. And I want to know why. I also would really like to read The Crown's Fate by Evelyn Skye. This is the sequel to The Crown's Game, which I read a couple years ago, and I've had this sequel forever and just haven't picked it up. But I did love that first book. I was really blown away by the world and the magic system and this whole competition. It's apparently like The Night Circus, but I mean, I have read The Night Circus, but I kind of forget it because I didn't really like it that much. So it's pretty much The Night Circus, but like for me, I liked it a lot more. And I need to refresh my memory on what happened in the first book of this series, but once I do, I would like to read the sequel. The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell is another one that I really want to get to because I've had it for years now. It is a historical fantasy and I had it and then I unhauled it and then Hannah read it and said she really liked it. So then I bought it again and now it's just been sitting here forever, but I think I should read it. The Looking Glass Wars by Frank Bador is one of the Alice retellings that I want to read before doing like an Alice retelling recommendation, because I've been saying for years now that I'm gonna do one and I've wanted to, but I've been waiting until I read The Looking Glass Wars because it's been recommended to me so many times. And for some reason, even though I've had this book for a very long time, I haven't read it. So I think I'm just nervous, but I mean, 2022 is the time to face our fears. I also would like to read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I know this book only came out last year, so I've only had it for a year. However, it has been talked about so much, like whether for bad or good, it has been really, really well discussed. So I would like to see what the deal is, where I'm gonna fall, because it seems to be a really polarizing book. You either love it or you hate it, and I'm not sure which plane I'm going to fall in. Timekeeper by Tara Sim is another book that I've had for a very long time that I've been super interested in, but just haven't gotten the chance to read. That is a historical fantasy, and it's set in Victorian England. I think it's a Victorian or it's Edwardian. I can't really remember, but the point is, it's a world that is controlled by clocks, which is super cool. I've started it and I just haven't finished it. That seems to be a theme with a lot of these books. I don't know why, because I don't really do that often. Graceling by Kristen Kishore is kind of like Last Magician in the fact that I have had the series, like I had it and then I was going to unhaul it, but then I saved it in time so I didn't have to repurchase it when Hannah said that she enjoyed it. And it's funny because like, I guess that's just like friends influence, but like Hannah and I don't even really like the same books a lot of the time, so I just think it's funny that I was like, yes, now I need to keep it. But we'll see. I could really like this. It's like one of the classic fantasies, so YA fantasies that is, so I really want to read it. And finally, War Outside by Monica Hesse I've had for quite a while now, and I have read all of her books except for this one, so I want to see if I enjoy it as much as the other ones. Okay, so that is all for Bookmas. Oh my god, that's crazy. So I might take a little bit of a break, not very long, like a couple of days, a week max, but I have a bunch of videos that I want to do in January. I'm so excited. I love New Year's because I feel like it's just a fresh start. It makes me feel so renewed. I just absolutely love it. So thank you guys so much for watching all of Bookmas. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell because I still will be posting new videos multiple times a week. I wasn't sure, but I think I'm going to just post literally whatever I want. And that's kind of going to be the deal. Obviously with a focus on books, but I would like to expand things and I'm just kind of having fun with things. So I'm not entirely sure about that, but that will mean that I'm going to be posting a bunch. So either way, there's going to be like 2 to 3 videos about books a week. So you won't want to miss any of those, but thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you guys in a new video very soon. Bye!